I am AmalgamAsh, and welcome to part 4 of my rpginabox devlog series, where I am going to attempt to make, or actually, where I am going to make, Project Spectrum, the special rpginabox edition of the game, which I'm going to subtitle Planet in a Box. Just jump right into things. A couple of things between this and the last episode. Work week, lots of other videos for other things, not a lot of time. Kind of jumped back into this and then forgot what I was doing. But I did update the engine to the current 1.0 and am ready to start tackling updating my game. I think the setting the passability of tiles has not done what I wanted it to do. Or else, when I sat tiles down and then changed their passability after the fact, it didn't retroactively change their passability. So I'm going to test this really quick. I set a tile down that I know I've changed the passability of. Passable off, 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 off. Off for all of the ship walls. On for the floors. I can close out of all of that stuff in the voxel editor. So now that I've set that down, had I not saved that already? Well, now that I've set that down, let's quick play. There we go. Yeah, everything's saved. I'm glad I at least get the message about things being unsaved. That's very helpful. And can I pass you? No, your passability settings are zilch, and so are passability settings for the walls. Oh, except for that wall. Looks like I could still pass over walls that I've already set down. Interesting. Okay. Alright, that's all I wanted to know. Set your passability for your tiles before you place them on the map. I could be wrong about how I went about doing that, but when I sat this down, I noticed that there was no passability, no lines, no navigation type lines going through it at all. And I want to know how to get rid of navigation type lines. Like, how do I make them disappear like that? At any rate, that needs to be a ship floor, which needs to be totally passable, as does that. And then when I set down new things, those passability lines are again gone, which is what I want. That's what I want to happen. So I'll have to replace all of the things I've sat down with my new tiles, new versions of tiles. But that's fine, because now I know that I can do that, and I know it'll save basically the passability settings of whatever I've sat down before I change the passability settings in the tile. That's fine. It is fine. So this is what I really want. I want the character to not be able to walk onto the doors. It's a bit of a problem, you see. That, to me, is a normal hallway. I love that. Now, something else I noticed. Whoops. I go to Edit Tile. I click on this. Entity Properties. Looks like I can... Whoops, not Entity. Map Properties. Looks like I can click on this guy. Oh, it is Entity Properties. And where are you? I guess I saw something for light. Or thought I did. That might be in the voxel settings. It is, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, okay. So if I wanted to edit my lit ship wall, and I wanted to make it a light source, we'll turn that on. The light source looks like it's here. Range. We'd want a Z offset, right? Does that mean the light source would be there? So basically coming from that center of that panel. That would be really cool. Attenuation is brightness. We want that under the 0 mark in order for it to emit brightness. Is that correct? Energy is brightness. We also have a negative. That's pretty cool. Animated. Not sure what that might do. Oh, and I don't want to change the surface level. Surface level's fine as is. So finally the color. Should be a bit of a bluish color, I think. Can I get away with that? Is that something that might look good or... Whoa! Holy crap! No, it does not look good. Lights up my whole map. Why does it do that? Not at all. Not at all does that look good. Let's change that. Is it the range? Yeah. Yeah, I think it's the range. That's range in tiles, isn't it? Save and check it out. It is the range in tiles. Why does everything else become black afterwards? It does become black afterwards. Control Z. I want it to emit a light, but I don't want it to delete any of the tiles below it, you know? Alright, should I do that for the attenuation then? We'll try that. No. That's very different. It's still very, very different, isn't it? Let's save and test play. And then if I see all the black, yeah, that's not going to be good. Whoa. That is very interesting, though. It is very interesting. I give you that. Alright, back to the voxel editor. Let's change that. Turn the light off. Save it. Changes should be reflected here, huh? Yeah, that's much better. Whoops. Keep double clicking on it thinking that's necessary. There we go. Alright, so that's going to be fixed. This is linked. But I'm wondering if linking is not really the correct thing that I want to do. In terms of the ship going outside, I think it's fine because there's going to be a myriad of events that occur before you're able to leave the ship. Or at least one event with a lot of different scripts in it. But once you get outside, linking to the other maps is not the way that I want to do things. I want to be able to offer the player a choice, and depending on what they have been able to accomplish in the game, they will be able to access other parts of the map. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if that's what I want to do. I think I would like to offer them a choice, but we'll see. So the first thing that needs to happen is the first map, the center of 9 maps, arranged in a grid. This is the gathering minigame. And what it's supposed to do is we're supposed to place entities around here for the player character to gather. Now, I'm not far enough in to know if this means items. So let's see what happens when we add an item, because we know we will need to have an item. And that will be a biological sample, or rather, whoops. What do we call this? Yeah, sample, plant, description, a plant sample obtained from the surface of the planet on which you have landed. Landed. Image, we don't have an image. What happens if I click plus, new image 16 by 16, new image 32 by 32? I could do a new image, plant sample. Name is valid, okay? And I just get brought right into an image editor, so we do everything right here in the engine. Man. Except I cannot draw a straight line. If there could be a line tool, that would be pretty awesome. But, you know, I'm not complaining at all. Replace, we have a replace. Golly, man. And then check out my beautiful art representative of the plant sample that you have found. I'll need to give you a background. Okay. We can immediately choose all of these different color palettes as well. So cool. Well, we're establishing a convention now, though. We've established that going forward for items, we're going to have images of 16 by 16. And you are now plant sample.ping. It just saves the image. It's incredible. It's not usable or consumable. It doesn't have a number of uses. We don't have a script attached to it. It's not stackable because there's only going to be one. It's not equipable or craftable. It's not a tool item. It cannot be dropped. It doesn't have a cost necessarily. And we're going to give it a tag. And the tag is going to be sample. Hopefully, that's how we use that, I hope. We'll save. And now in the map editor, we need to place down something that will give this item. We need for it to have its own appearance, though, right? Its own sort of animated object that we can place on the map. I don't really want to make one of these for every single item that I do. Unless it's possible to place images on the map, which I don't think it would be. I created a ping file, not a voxel, 16 by 16 flat voxel. So I think we'll create a new voxel image, and we're going to call this is going to go into the objects, and we're going to call it item. And the item is going to be, by the way, it's awesome that your voxel models can all have tags applied to them as well as your items. I'm not intelligent enough yet to know how to utilize that in an out-of-the-box way, but I know how some developers are using tags in Unreal Engine to be able to affect multiple items with just a little bit of code, and I think that that's amazing. So, extremely awesome, versatile tool. Let's make this item. First thing, let's build upwards. And I want to make a sort of star-shaped sparkle sort of thing. The blue bits here that I've made, that's just for scaffolding. I'm going to make 3 of these white stars to sort of float around, and when you see them, you'll be able to see them easily because they're going to be animated. That might do it. Do one more star down here. Okay, and now I want to delete these. There are my stars. Save that. Go to frame 2. How would I go to frame 2? How would I go to frame 2? Insert new frame. Go back 1. I would like to... Let's go to frame 2 and delete the current frame. We just have frame 1. Let's duplicate that frame. Frame duplicated. And this is frame 2. We're going to add an animation. We're going to call it Twinkle. Twangle. Type loop. Perfect. Perfect. You can even attach a sound effect to it. Man. Alright, I just want to be able to pan everything upwards. That's that. Can I watch that? Yes! Yes! That's my first animation! I made my first animation in rpginabox, and I didn't have to watch any tutorials to do that. I just had to look at things and guess how it worked. It may not be much to you, but wow! This is the kind of joy that I know that the creator, that I know Justin and Sarah want everybody to feel when they make stuff. Alright. Let's stop. They're bouncing, which is awesome, but I did want to make, like, one of these I wanted it to go down instead of up. So for this one, can I select these voxels? I hold shift, yes. And now can I just move those down only? Yes. That's amazing. And now we will select these voxels and we'll move those down. All right, I'm gonna save that and we're gonna take a look and see how that looks. That's perfect. That's exactly what I want. It just looks like flowers. They don't look like anything super special. Can I make them emit light, I wonder? I just made my own animation in rpginabox with voxels. I made 3D animation, guys. I made 3D animation. You can do it too. If I can do it, almost anybody could do it. You are now a light source. Color, white's fine. I'm gonna leave all the defaults. I'm not gonna worry about changing that. And actually, I know why it might want to replace. Ground tiles, and I think I know what to do to alleviate that. So, hey, real quick, why do I have that? Delete that. Delete that. Okay. Back to the map editor. Let's take my object tab. I've got one object in there now, and we now have an item. So if we place that there, it's not passable. I do need to change that. You should be able to pass through that item. Let's do that real quick. Place a nice patch of grass in its place. Back to the voxel editor. Back to model properties. Passability is on for this model because you should be able to walk right through items. Like that's not even a big deal, you know? And now it does what it's supposed to do. Strange. It didn't replace any of the tiles with its light settings. Totally fine. That's totally fine. I'd like to know what that looks like, but I really want to obtain a script to throw on there and make you a quick script, right? Can I do that? Edit, right click, assign a quick script, and how would I do this? I want to collect this. I want to... Oh, you know what? If we assign an existing script, if we go to scripts, instead of doing the quick script, I can use the node-based editor instead of the bauxite. Because I do not know if I can use the node-based editor as my editor for scripts when I want to add a quick script. That'd be a question for the Discord, I think. And so I might do that. But for now, yeah, I can look around, right-click on bauxite code, try to change it. It doesn't change. That's probably fine. Script is valid. There doesn't seem to be anything else that would allow me to do that. So that's fine. We'll cancel and we'll go build this in the script editor instead. So we want a new script and we're going to call this collect sample flower. All right. And we will, I need to give this an entity ID. So I'm going to call it sample flower. And that, it won't let me do that. Oh, entity by ID. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, I'm going to see if that works. Entity sample flower. Expression is invalid. I can say null. Null does seem to work. All right, can I display a message? Yeah. And that is collected flower sample. No speaker entity. And then I want to add an item. Give item. We're giving an item. The item is sample plant. Hey, good job. Maybe because it's the only one we have, but that is the end of this event. Okay, and we'll save that event and then go back to the map editor, assign an existing script, like sample flower. Okay. Now I'm going to save that, and I think I'll save my weird changes to the ship that I made. I don't know if that's going to do anything. I'm going to quick play this. See if we got anywhere. See if we made any progress. Actually, don't mind the strange fog of the ship. I will fix the light source on those windows. I want them to be glowing panels. And we're out and about. Somewhere around here. Oh no, it's not animated. Ah, no, model name must be a string. So I have to replace that with something else. Gotcha. Yeah. All right. Cool. That's fine. Let's go fix that real quick. We've got time. Map editor, hub, U. Entity properties. All right. It's going to have to be one of those things I figure out over time, or if I can get some time to look back at tutorials to check those out. I really want this guy to be animated on the map. Instead of the entity model, we can delete this entity. Is that something that we can do? Remove entity, self. I think that might work. Save, and then stop the animation. Save, quick play. Running out of time, so I hope I am met with success. Thus far, I am very happy with what I have accomplished. It's not much, but it's foundational learning. It's all stuff that, the next time I do it, it'll take 1/10 of the time. We still don't have an animation. We do have a light source. I have collected the flower sample. I see that it's been given to me. The tile is occupied by player character. So it can't delete the entity while I'm on it? Is that what you're saying? Okay, I'm kind of thinking that if I were to go to the map and copied that, and then I held down to shift, then I pasted the properties here and laid down the same, drew an object right there. I think this is probably the wrong way to go about it. I'm going to have the correct behavior object and an incorrect behavior object there. Is that a true statement? Also, why does only one of you have the entity? Oh, okay. Your sample flower. Specify ID is already assigned to another entity in this map and will be overridden. Oh, only one of you can have that. Okay. So I can delete that, give you back your grass tile, and hopefully, now that that's one voxel above, this will work without giving me the error message of the player standing on the tile and without erroring out the removal of the... I'm probably going about this all wrong, to be honest. I don't know. Yeah, tile is occupied by a player character. Okay, so I can't get rid of that per se. Not that way. That's fine. Everything else about this seems to work. We will figure out what I need to do in the next episode. I'm sure somebody's going to be watching this saying, "You fool, why would you do it that way?" I'm basically trying to step onto this tile and get the item and remove the physical representation of the item, the visual representation of the item on the map. So it goes away and you've got the item. And I'm fine with the player just being able to walk onto it to get it. And then it's just triggering that dialogue. But if I can check for a key press and do it that way as well, that might be ideal. So comments down below if you want to help. If not, don't worry about it. I'll figure this out in the next episode. Coming soon. These are going to be a little bit closer together as I get back into this and away from games that I needed to hurry up and showcase and present. Thank you very much for checking out this journey of mine and sticking with me. I know there's not a lot of progress in each episode. There's not going to be for a while I'm learning and getting into a workflow. but I'm really thrilled to have understood how to make an animation. Now I just want to make the animation appear on the map. And then as I get the framework going, I'll start building out the mini games, the story, the actual dialogue. Everything will start taking shape. Won't be for a while, though. Anyway, enough out of me, out of time. Thanks for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, bye for now.